So about 2 weeks ago, I just launched my first SaaS company, and I have no experience in SaaS. I don't really know how to code. I pretty much have no clue what I'm doing, but we were able to launch this thing, and we've already reached almost 250 paid users. So in this video, I'm going to share with you how we got to this point of building a SaaS company, how we came up with the idea, how I marketed it, and the hope is that by the end of this video, you'll feel inspired to create your own tool that you can sell to hundreds and even thousands of people on a monthly rate. So let's dive into it. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Peyton Clark Smith, and I am a web designer that went and built a design agency, which then turned into a search engine marketing agency. And then I've gone to build courses and sell courses. I do stuff here on YouTube. I've been able to try a little bit of everything. But the one thing that I have not tried up to this point and had zero experience in was building a software or selling a software or creating a SaaS company. And I was really excited to see that after our launch of my company Semflow just a few weeks ago, we're about to hit 250 paid members. While it isn't quite as many users as I would like to be at right now, I definitely consider it a success, and I've also learned a lot about this process. I would like to share all this with you in hopes that you might have an idea that you could turn into a software and then sell to hundreds and maybe even thousands of people. So to explain a little bit about what my software does, my agency works and builds websites exclusively in a tool called Webflow. This is an up and coming tool. It's a great tool to design incredible websites, and it has a community that's growing really fast. Now, I've participated a lot in this community, and then of course I have my SEO agency that provides SEO services for the people in this community. And these two worlds collided when I decided that, hey, we should build an SEO tool that works inside of Webflow. This is very similar to what other companies like Yoast have done for WordPress, but there was no one doing this for Webflow. And so we put our heads together, me and my team, and we found a great developer and we started building this thing out. It was really fun to design and think about the different features that needed to be incorporated in this. And really early on, I learned the difference between building something that I think is cool versus building something that I know other people will actually find useful. And I had a lot of ideas early on that seemed really cool and almost gimmicky. But when I would ask myself, would I really use this, or would our agency really use this? The answer was no. And so we would go back to the drawing board and continually refine this idea until we finally had a product that I felt completely confident in. And in fact, once we finished this thing, I had never been more proud in my entire career than I was of this tool, because I felt like this was going to bring more value to this Webflow community than anything else that I could possibly do. And this is the first thing that I learned is, if you're going to put the time and effort and money into building a software, don't just chase something that is gimmicky or might be hot right now. Choose something that you have experience in and something that you can truly be proud of. Now, I've learned this in this business and also my other businesses, is you're going to have a lot of failures along the way. And if you aren't truly passionate about what it is that you're building, you're going to give up. And so when thinking about the ideas of things that you could turn into a software, make sure that it's something that you have an expertise in, something that you're passionate about, and something that you can stick with long term. Now, going back to talk a little bit about how we built this, again, I don't know a whole lot about coding, definitely not enough to build a whole software. And so what I had to do was reach out to all of my connections and find a developer that had experience in building Chrome extensions and also other apps like in Shopify. And this person was a great fit to help us navigate this whole process of building out this Chrome extension, which is now working inside of Webflow. Now, the thing that was really useful is, of course, I'm a designer, so I was able to design out how I want this thing to look. And I know that a lot of times this is where companies hit a lot of friction and have issues, is they don't really know what they want their product to look like. And so if you're a designer, or you can spend time in the design process, it's going to make it much easier for you to get your vision down on the screen and show a developer what it needs to look like, what it needs to do, how it should function, what happens when you click every different button. And by doing this, it's going to make the development process a lot easier. Now, the one thing that I will say is I invested a lot of money in this. I won't tell you exactly how much, but definitely you're going to spend some money if you're not doing it on your own. So again, this goes back to make sure it's something that you are confident in, something that you're passionate about, because at the end of the day, you're going to be spending a lot of money, a lot of time. It's going to be stressful. You still aren't going to really know if it's going to work. And so if all else fails, just make sure it's something that you're proud about. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the performance of Semflow up to this point. So like I mentioned, it's been live for just a couple of weeks, and anytime you launch a new software, you're going to be met with some apprehension. And I'm sure that there are a lot of people that have seen my app, they've seen this company, but they're unsure if it really is everything that it claims to be. And so you're always going to have a lot of people that are apprehensive to dive in at first. But we were fortunate enough on the first day to have about 50 people that dove in to try it out. And I was really grateful for these initial people, because right when they dove in, we had some major bugs. And this was something that I didn't anticipate. And a ton of people were emailing me saying, hey, like I just paid $15 for my first month, but this SEO tool isn't crawling or auditing the site, or it's not returning a score. And there were a lot of people that were frustrated, and honestly, they had a right to be. But I was so grateful that those initial people were willing to be patient with us and give us an extra day or two to fix these problems. And after that initial batch, things have been running super smoothly. So that's another side note to remember. You should expect bugs. They're going to happen. But just by being transparent with your users and people that are spending their money with you, more often than not, they're going to be pretty forgiving. So if you are one of those people that had issues with some of those early bugs, thank you so much for being patient with us. Now, after those initial 50 users, we had a pretty consistent stream of people coming in. Since that time, every day we've been having between 5 and 8 new paid users. And so it's slowly and steadily growing. The thing that's really exciting with those is with every new user, we're getting a new person that hopefully will give us a good review. And from what I've heard, the only people that have had a negative experience are those people that ran into those early bugs. Once we got those fixed, everyone has been overwhelmingly positive, which means to me that hopefully we're doing a good job and that this tool is really useful for people. We've been able to get a couple great reviews on the Chrome store, and this is slowly growing our reputation. And the hope is that a lot of those people that were apprehensive before are going to feel more comfortable about the fact that we fixed all those early bugs and that this tool is working really well and that it is extremely valuable. We've had almost nobody cancel, which is a really good sign as well. That means that hopefully we priced it properly. It's only $15 a month, so it's really affordable, but also that the value is there. And I hope that everyone that uses Semflow uses it forever. I hope that it becomes something that they implement into their everyday practices when building websites in Webflow. Now, with our users being between 200 and 250 people, I think this lands us between $2,000 and $3,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Now, this might not seem like a lot, especially considering I'm paying way more than that to maintain this and make updates and improvements, but that's all part of the process, is reinvesting back in your tool. But the fact that we're bringing in a couple $1,000s a month means that I can pay my team, I can invest more into the development of this thing, and the hope is that within maybe the next year, it's going to become extremely profitable because we're going to have added a ton of new features. We're going to have our users up to hopefully 2, 3, 4, 5,000 happy users, and we're going to be generating a lot of revenue. And the most important part is those that are using the tool are going to feel like it's a massive bargain. So with all of this said, it is still very much a work in progress. Now, if this is the first time that you're hearing about Semflow and you want to try it out, like I said, it's just $15 and we are getting some awesome responses. And so if you're interested in seeing what it does, you can go check out this video right here. You can also go to semflow.io to learn more about what all you're going to get when you purchase Semflow. Now, with all of that said, a few other things that I've learned is you should expect the worst in terms of bugs and things breaking, and make sure that you're taking all of the precautions necessary to avoid those things, because you want to make sure that you provide your users with a great experience, especially the first users, because they're going to be the ones that go back to their friends and tell them about that experience. They're going to hopefully be the ones that leave you a positive review, and you don't want them leaving a negative review because that's going to really slow down your progress. And on top of that, and it kind of goes hand in hand, is you want to make sure that you have a very forgiving audience that's willing to try out your products and be patient if not everything goes according to plan. Now, the last thing that I'll mention that's really important for those of you that are trying to build, whether it's an app, a tool, a Chrome extension, a course, whatever it is always going to be extremely beneficial if you build these things within a market or an industry that you have experience in, and also that you have some sort of following. This can be on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, wherever it is, but you want to have some sort of following so it's really easy to get your product out in front of a ton of people really early on. The other benefit of this is I was able to reach out to people that I have interacted with throughout my social channels and bring them in as a beta group so they could test things out early on, even before that initial 50 paid customers. And so build an audience, build some sort of network, a community, and make sure that you position yourself in a place where once you launch your new product, you can get it in front of people, get people that trust you and are willing to try it, and it's going to help you gain momentum a lot more quickly. So I look forward to giving you an update here in a couple months about my new SaaS company, letting you know how it goes. But also I want to encourage you and let you know that it's not as hard as you think. You can outsource the things that you don't know, and you can learn the other things that you don't know along the way. You're going to make a lot of mistakes, but this truly is an exciting endeavor, and I could really see myself taking my entire design and marketing agency and putting all of our resources behind this software because it truly is something that I'm extremely proud of. So thanks so much for watching. Again, if you're interested in Semflow, be sure to hit the link down below or go to semflow.io. And if you want more videos like this one, be sure to hit that like button so I know this is the kind of stuff that you like. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.